Good morning. My name is Gil Ashworth, and coming from you from Tenacity in Marriage, I want to take time out to speak about, from a male's point of view, about dealing with marriage. Oftentimes, we try to do the right thing or say the right thing, and to be quite honest, it can be somewhat frustrating and gives you the feeling of walking on eggshells because you're constantly thinking about how to say things, what to say to your spouse to effectively communicate your thought, and sometimes not saying the right words or not using the correct tonality can somehow misstrew your thoughts or what are you trying to convey to your partner. And then that partner hears one thing, but in your mind, you're trying to say one. Uh, you're trying to say something, but it doesn't get across the way you intended it to. And then she takes what she heard a totally different way. And now you have a conflict. And you find yourselves at odds. And as a man, you find yourself frustrated because that's not what I intended to happen. That was not the response I was looking for. So what I'm learning to do is kind of take time out and I guess kind of act out in my mind what I would like the response to be, so then I can try to anticipate what she may think or say or how she may feel because she's my spouse. I know her. I know how she feels about certain things. I know the different triggers that sets her off. So because of that knowledge of knowing that about her, I can then sit back and say, well, this is what I want to say, and this is the intent. So men, we have to do a lot of work. And I know, again, it's frustrating sometimes, but it's like practice. When you start working out, you have to do your push-ups. You may only do 5 the first day, but you keep at it. You keep at it. 20 days from that point, you're doing 25, 30. So it's the same thing. Repetition, consistency. Think about how you want to say things or what you want to say to your spouse to help her understand what you're trying to say. And when you get to that point where you can talk to her and vividly explain what you're articulating or what you want to say to her, you'd be surprised at the results. And it will give you a feeling of accomplishment and peace because now you can really open yourself up and intimately, emotionally express yourself to your wife and have her receive it and not look at you as weak or unsure of yourself, because that's one of the biggest things that I had to deal with and overcome. I get frustrated when I can't articulate a thought that I want to convey. And so then it just makes me, just get frustrated. I'm like, why can't I get this out? Why can't I say what I want to say? And doing just a self inventory, if you will, you go back and you understand how things just didn't go the way you thought they would go growing up, and things you hadn't dealt with or you hadn't put to rest. So that's what I would like to just share with you guys today. Just take a deep breath, think your thoughts out of what you want to say to your wife, what you want to explain to her or express to her. Whether it just be, I went to the store today, or I saw I saw a movie and this is what it made me feel, or I had a conversation with one of the guys at work today and this is what he said and this is what it made me feel. And be able to talk to her, because that's the whole thing. Women want to talk, and but us men, we tend to kind of bottle up after a while because we don't want to talk because we scared we're gonna get put in a trap, and then have her put us in uncompromising questions. Then it turns into from a conversation to an interrogation, and that's what we don't want. So I would say to you, take your time, take a deep breath, maybe even write it out. Then to work on it, expressing yourself to your wife. And it doesn't have to be a big extravagant, use all these fancy words and, you know, 6, 7 syllables or whatever. But think about what you want to say and be firm in your conviction and what you're trying to say. And if she does ask you a question, it's not that she's challenging you, it's just that she just wants to have a full understanding of what you're trying to say to her. So don't get so defensive when you get a question back after you're trying to explain yourself. Okay? This is Gil with Tenacity in Marriage. I hope that was a little helpful tip to you all today. Stay blessed and let God guide your path. Bye.